you take a look at personal financial decision making through the lens of consumption smoothing. Can you describe what that is and why we should care about it?
So consumption is like another word for living standard, what you get to spend. And so if you're a family, you might want to divide by the number of members in the household. So it's like the spending per household member, consumption per household member. And this is what economics views as our bottom line. Uh, we don't think that people really care about money just for the sake of having it. We really think most people care about money for reasons of spending, of consuming, of enjoying life, vacations, better restaurant meals, or food at home, better housing, uh, better video games, whatever it is that we enjoy. That's the kind of goal of accumulating money and also making sure that you can spend it through time. You can have the same living standard through time or something similar, pretty similar. That's the idea of consumption smoothing, having your living standard be stable. And so economics is focused on your living standard, but it's focused on basically four aspects of it. One is making it smooth through time, just like a squirrel is interested in having acorns for the winter, right? They're trying to smooth their consumption, their living standard. People are interested in smoothing their living standard across periods when they're working and periods when they're retired. So that's why we save for retirement. So that's the fundamental thing that we're up to. We're doing consumption smoothing when we save for retirement. And then we're also interested in trying to make our living standard as high as possible by getting the most out of, for example, Social Security. That's why the book was Get What Yours was such a big hit, was showing people how to maximize their lifetime benefits. But then also, how do you minimize your lifetime taxes? We have these these IRA and Roth accounts and 401ks and SRAs and Keogh accounts, all these different retirement accounts that give us an opportunity really to cut our own taxes. And that's discussed, both Social Security and retirement accounts are discussed at length in this Money Magic book. But then there's other things like not overspending on housing, like turning that into an asset, living in a state where there's low taxes. There's a zillion different ways really to reduce your taxes, raise your benefits, lower your off the top costs, expenses, and raise your living standard. And then the third thing is, how do you make decisions like, if is this house too expensive for me? You have to value that in terms of your living standard. How much will that cost me? Will it mean a 10% decline in my living standard the rest of my life?
A lot of people think of, and even practitioners in the industry I talk to, the way you put it is there's this misconception that stocks are less risky over the long run, which is absolutely the wrong framing. A more prudent way, I would say, correct me if I'm wrong here, would be to say that you just have more capacity to take risk over a long-term period of time and recover from potential losses. It's not that it's any more or less risky. It's the same asset, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the stocks evolve basically as random walks. There's if the stock market drops today, there's nothing that guarantees it's going to go back up. Or if it goes up today, there's nothing that guarantees it's going to go down again. But this is what Wall Street has been peddling, that stocks are safer in the long run. Let's bucket your investments into things that are safe in the short run, safe in the medium run, like intermediate bonds, medium-term bonds, and safe in the long run, like stocks, which is not the case.